Is it time to start? It's time to start. The view is so beautiful. It's so peaceful and tranquil out here. We can just hang out. Never can feel like time is passing. So here we are again. What week is this of our quarantine? I don't know. 5 weeks. So being able to come out here and live stream these wheelchair yoga classes has been such a treat. At first we weren't sure whether we should continue because of the stay-at-home orders and because the shelter-in-place orders and the social distancing, but we've managed to make it happen these last 5 weeks while keeping far apart on this beautiful boat, and just the effects, the therapeutic effects of the water, being out here in the bay, it's just had such a curative impact. So we hope that it comes off also in the videos that we've been making and in the live streams that we've been doing, because it's certainly helpful to us, but there's so few of us on this boat these days that it's a little bit sad, and it makes us really wistful for those days where we were able to all gather and do our regular wheelchair yoga classes. We've been doing these classes sponsored by the Woody Foundation for years. We started them at Shake a Leg Marina with Meredith Bass, and then we transferred them to the Dharma Yoga Studio, boutique studio on Commodore Plaza, which, like everything else these days, is temporarily closed. So we've started doing these classes live stream, and we're really happy to be able to do them here on this boat, because the Impossible Dream is an amazing project that was built for people with wheelchairs. And the whole idea is to create a barrier-free design to demonstrate that it is possible to have a safe environment for people in wheelchairs, and also just to promote the idea that the water is therapeutic, and that with careful design, these kind of situations and these kind of settings are in fact safe for even our friends in wheelchairs. And so we've had about, I don't know, I want to say at least 12 people at a time on this catamaran in wheelchairs, and it's pretty exciting when people see this boat come into port with the crew members in wheelchairs and with other guests in wheelchairs. It really is so mind-blowing and heart-opening at the same time. It really changes perceptions, and it's a reason that it was built, so that people in wheelchairs could enjoy the therapeutic benefits of being on the water, and the life-giving properties of water. So the Woody Foundation is kind enough to sponsor these classes. They've been in existence since about 2011, I believe, and their whole mission is to help people that have had brain and spinal cord injuries and people who are living with paralysis. So what we're doing out here on this boat when we do these wheelchair yoga classes is we're really celebrating something that a lot of people don't even understand about Miami, and that is that it can be quiet, it can be serene, it can be peaceful, it can be tranquil, that it can be therapeutic, that there's a lot more to Miami than just the beautiful skyline and the beautiful people and the nightclubs. In fact, to be able to see Miami from this vantage point from the water really just underscores the beauty of our city even more. And so all the different groups that work together to bring you these yoga classes are like-minded groups. 2 nonprofits, the Impossible Dream Catamaran and the Woody Foundation, and also Dharma Studio. We've always had community outreach in mind. So these days we're all in the same storm. We're all trying to ride this storm together. And so we're going to do our chair yoga class pretty much the same way we've always done it, and that is to honor the joy of movement, to do gentle stretching exercises, strengthening exercises, and also to bring a component of the breath into it, because that's one of the most important aspects of a yoga practice. It's going to look like a physical practice, of course, and we are going to be combining our movement with our breath, but really the majority of what happens in a yoga class isn't what you see physically, and it isn't what you hear with the breathing. The majority of what happens in a class is unseeable. It's what happens in your own mind and in your own heart. And that's something for you to record and for you to notice. So one of the themes that I would like to play out today is the theme of self-study. So it has a long tradition in prominence in a yoga practice. We translate it as svadhyaya. It has a couple of different translations, but for today's intents and purposes, let's go with the idea that it's about studying yourself and noticing your reactions to what you're doing. And the idea is that if we put it into play when we're doing physical movements, whether they're stretching, whether they're strengthening, whether they're fast, percussive, whether they're slow and meditative, the idea is that it gives us a space to practice this idea of looking inward. So the idea and the hope is that once we get off of the boat, once we get off of our yoga mats and we get back into the world, one day we're going to have to interact with each other again in close quarters. And even when we're interacting with social distancing, the idea is that if we have the practice of looking inward and watching our reactions, then we will be able to pause and react in a way that's conducive to sharing space. So the idea is we want to coexist peacefully, and if we practice noticing our reactions to things, then we'll have that practice in play when we have to deal with traffic and any kind of situation where we can get short-tempered. So a lot of times we end up saying something in the heat of the moment, or speaking out of turn, or reacting with a lot of passion, when all we really need in order to react calmly to a situation or to a person or to a setting, all we really need is a little bit of practice, and the practice of pausing does us a lot of good. So I'm going to bring that idea, that theme of svadhyaya into play, and it's really something that we've talked about in other settings, in other classes, and that is that I'm going to give you an assignment. And the assignment is going to be to notice your breath, to start moving with it. And when we start moving with the breath and we keep the breath audible, it's going to be really obvious to you when your mind starts wandering. And that's normal. But that's exactly the cue that we need to come back to the present moment and say, oh, I'm supposed to be doing my yoga exercises. I have an assignment here, yet I'm thinking about what I'm going to cook for dinner, or I'm thinking about what happened yesterday. Or so it's going to happen constantly. We're going to try to corral the mind, try to harness that energy and just bring it back here. So it might not sound exciting, but it's very useful. And if there were more people here, you would get more feedback from them about what it means for them to keep coming back to the present moment. But I'll just leave it up to you to kind of make your own journey. And the way that we start is really simple, and that is we want to observe the breath. So I'm going to ask you to take your hands onto the torso. So I'm going to say right hand on the abdomen and left hand on the chest. Just kind of start off like that. So all the themes that I just mentioned, I'll bring into play. But for now, something physical. Feedback on the front of the body with the hands, so you can feel it moving through you. You can feel the body expand on the inhale, and you can feel it deflate on the exhale. So I'm not asking you to change your breath at all right now. Just observe it. Notice how and where you expand, how and where you contract. Just go through that breath after breath. And whether you've been to this class before or not, you'll notice it's easy to forget the assignment. So one of the things that we'll do to make the breath easier to follow, one of the techniques we'll use is to rarefy the breath, making the sound of the exhale more audible. So there's a lot of different breath styles that we can choose, but this one is nice and simple. It's really accessible. So breathe in through the nose, but breathe out through the mouth. So it's not your normal style of breath. That's what we're going for here. We're changing it in a way that makes it unusual enough that you can take it as an assignment. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And of course, there's lots of other things to think about. But when we try to draw our focus in and bring it to a certain point, we're really honing our powers of concentration. Take a few more breaths like that, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then the next thing I'm going to suggest is that you count your breath. So keep that style of breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And without changing the pattern of your breath or the depth of it, just count it to yourself. How long is my inhale? And how long is my exhale? Do that for a few rounds. The trick is you must establish a steady pattern so you get an honest reading. Again, very simple, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Some of us might have the inhale longer than the exhale or the reverse. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is to kind of neutralize the length of your inhale and exhale. So let's say you have an inhale of 4 counts and an exhale of 6. Let's try to level it out right now. So that you might have an inhale of 5 and an exhale of 5, just for example. Keep that steady style of breathing. Keep the exhale audible. Try to stay focused on that. It's probably gotten a little boring already. So we're just going to go right to the next thing, and that is to add some movement to match the breath. So start by bringing your arms down. Your hands are on your legs somewhere. And as you make your next inhale, you stretch your arms out straight as possible. And then as you exhale, you bring your arms back to neutral. Okay, nothing, very fancy. Just inhale, straighten the arms, stretching them out. And exhale, bring them back. So at this point, I'll start to count the breath. So let's take a count of 4 on the inhale, stretching the arms straight. Exhale through the mouth for a count of 4 to bring the arms back down. This is our starting point. So keep on going like that. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just keep on doing that. Inhale, straighten the arms, reach out in front of you. 3, 4. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, the arms return to the starting point. And 4. Keep going. Inhale, stretch the arms out. Maybe they go higher. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. Inhale, lift the arms. 3, 4. And exhale, 3, 4. A few more. Inhale through the nose. 2. Lift the arms. 4. And exhale, bring them down. 2, 3, 4. And again, inhale, reach forward, maybe up. 3, 4. And exhale, bring the arms down. 2, 4. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, stretch the arms out and up. 3, 4, and exhale, arms come down. 3, 4. Twice more. Inhale, reach forward and up. 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and then one more. Inhale, reach up. 3, 4, and exhale, bring the arms down. 3, 4. Now let's lengthen the breath, and we're going to do one arm at a time. So start off with whatever arm you want. The other hand is going to rest on your lap or on your chair. So exhale completely, and then we'll start to reach out with one arm. So inhale, reach, and lean forward a little bit. 3. We'll go to 5. 4, 5. Bring the arm back. 3, 4, 5. Other arm. 1. Reach forward, lean forward. 3, 4, 5. And bring your arm back. 3, 4, 5. Keep on going. 1. Other arm. 2. Reach, lean into your hand. 4, 5. And then exhale, bring your arm back. So intensify it a little bit. Really stretch the arm forward. Other arm. 2. Reaching, leaning. 4, 5. And bring your arm back. Come back to an upright. 3, 4, 5. Keep on going. Reach. Start to reach across the body toward the other side. 3, 4, 5. And then come back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side. 1. Reaching across toward the opposite direction. 3, 4, 5. And then come back. 3, 4, 5. Keep on going a few times more. So you're reaching forward. 3. Across. 5. Come back. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then come back. 3, 4, 5. Let's do one more each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side. Last time. Reaching. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then come back. 3, 4, 5. Okay, now sit comfortably. Take both hands to the abdomen, and we're going to take some nice deep breaths. Keep that count. Let's go back to the count of 4. So inhale, breathe low into the abdomen. 3, 4, and exhale through the mouth. 2, 3, 4. Keep doing that. Inhale through the nose. 2. Feel the abdomen expand. And exhale through the mouth. 2, 3, 4. And again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4. Keep on doing that. Same count. Try to breathe low into the body. Imagine your lungs reach all the way down into the lower abdomen. And do one more round of breath like that. Let the abdomen expand in through the nose. Feel the abdomen contract as you breathe out through the mouth, so it's more audible. So let's keep on going. Let's take the hands into a comfortable place. You decide what that is, right? And so remember, we're going to be doing movements that match the breath. We're trying to time them so that they are in sync. We're trying to breathe out through the nose. And also, I want you to try to notice when your mind wanders away from the task. When it does, don't acknowledge what you're thinking. Don't delve into it. Instead, just come back to the breathing come back to the movement. In other words, come back to the present moment, right? You'll have plenty of time after class to think about whatever it is you have on your mind. So let's go with the breath. Ready? Okay. So exhale completely. We're going to lift and lower the head for this next one. So to the count of 4, start lifting your head. 1, so your chin is lifting. 2, 3, 4, and then bring your head down slowly. 2, 3, 4, and then lift your head again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then slowly bring the head down. 3, 4. So keep on doing that to the count of your own breath, lifting the head. 3, 4. Slowly bring the head down. 2, 3, 4. Continue with that, breathing with an audible exhale. Bring the head down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do that 3 times more, lifting. 2, 3, 4, and bringing the head down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Twice more. We're sitting up nice and tall. And exhale through the mouth, slowly bringing your head down. And then last one, inhale, start to lift the head. 2, 3, 4. And then exhale. 2, 3, 4. Bring your head back into neutral. And then let's just start making circles with the shoulders. So I'm not going to boss you around about which shoulder to move or what direction to make the circles in. Just be aware of what direction you're going, and when it comes time to switch, I'll cue you on that. So start with one shoulder. Start to make a circle. Take a deep breath, lifting the shoulder. Full circle. When you're halfway through the circle, exhale. Okay, other side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, one side. And exhale. And other side. So as we start to make these circles with the shoulders, you're starting to move a little bit more of your rib cage, a little bit more of the torso. So now it's up to you to count your breath. Try to get a full range of motion in your shoulders. Let's do once more each side. You might hear little cracks and pops. And then let's go in the opposite direction. So you're doing it in your own way. And then let's come to a neutral position. So we'll come into stationary. And then we're going to do something a little more percussive with the breath. Okay, so we're going to let the arms relax at our sides, however you have space to do that. And we're going to let the shoulders lift on the inhale. And then on the exhale, we're going to let the shoulders drop, and we're going to let the arms kind of like shake out. So it's going to be a little more percussive, right? And when we do this, of course, we're not just moving the shoulders, we're moving the arms. You probably move the rib cage a little bit too. So go with that. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And then let the arms relax. Do that again. Go back and forth a few times more. So it's kind of got a quality of a sigh about it. 2 more. And then once more. And now just breathe normally, breathe naturally, whatever that means for you, and start to shake out your arms, your hands, your fingers, your forearms, your elbows, your upper arms, your shoulders, let them move. So we're doing this for a reason. Get as much movement, shaking in your arms as you can. And a lot of the things we do in a physical yoga class have to do with balancing out complementary actions. So after moving and moving and moving, you can guess we're going to have some stillness. So now do that. Palms facing up, relaxed in your lap. And just notice any tingling sensation you might have in the hands and the fingers. Take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Notice what happens when you have silence on screen. I hope that you can hear the water like we can. Or if you can see the boat moving and swaying like we can feel it. Let's get a little more sensation in the hands. Let's open the palms, press them together, and rub them into each other. So we've had several comments from our watchers that they have a lot of anxiety, that we have a lot of anxiety. And people have asked us to do breathing exercises to kind of calm anxiety. Well, even this very simple breathing that we're doing, in through the nose, out through the mouth, and even this very simple movement timed to the breathing, even though they seem really simplistic, take one hand and squeeze it with the other while I keep on telling you what I'm trying to impart. And that is that when we try to focus the mind, when we do these exercises that help us hone our powers of concentration, and when we stay true to that idea of svadhyaya, of the self-study, we're really kind of priming ourselves to notice when thoughts and feelings arise. So this is very important for anxiety control, and we're all feeling it. Because if we just go with our most anxious feelings, of course, we're gonna get carried away, and it's gonna affect a lot of things. It's going to affect our mood, it's going to affect our heart rate, it's going to affect our metabolism, it's going to affect a lot of things in the body physically. There are a lot of measurable changes that occur when we're full of anxiety and nervous. So, but one of the things we want to do is practice noticing. So that's what this is about, noticing. Because when we're when we start to get anxious, when we start to get overwhelmed with anxious thoughts, if we can just calm ourselves at that moment, give ourselves something to focus on, what would be a good thing? The breath. So let's keep on going with that idea of watching the breath and trying to move to its rhythm. So we're squeezing one hand with the other. Notice how strong your hands are. And we're going to start to just massage with one hand, the other hand. So start with the back of your hand, the palm of your hand, and keep on going up into the forearm. And just do your normal breathing here. Notice the quality of your breath and try to enjoy it, because it's still free. Go to the other side, massage the back of the other hand. So we're just warming up the skin a little bit, because it was a chilly 75 degrees this morning. Our friends who were watching the live stream on Thursday, our friends in Maine and in Woodstock, said it was about 40 degrees. Imagine that. Not here in Miami, right? So let's keep on going with ideas for moving the hands and moving the arms to the rhythm of the breath. So we're going to take our hands, we're going to spread the fingers out, and we're going to try to keep the fingers as straight as possible and close them toward each other, so all the tips of the fingers are kind of lined up with the tip of the thumb. Of course, in order to really line up with the tip of the thumb, your fingers might bend a little bit. It's really okay. But just try to make them as straight as you can and squeeze the fingertips together. Right? So let your arms come down to your sides. So however that works for you. Straight down to the sides. If you're trying to, avoid the wheels of your chair or the arms of your chair like I am. Just it's all good. So we just want to put some action in the arms, engage the arm muscles, and then go like this: flex and extend. Flex and extend at the wrist. And we're going to start to slowly lift the arms up as we do that. So we're going to do 3 of these flexions and extensions with each breath. So exhale completely. And then we're going to flex and extend 3 times on the inhale, 3 times on the exhale as we slowly lift the arms up. So we're giving you something to focus on. So go for it. Start to lift. 1, 2, 3. And then exhale. 1, 2, 3. And inhale. 1, 2, 3. And exhale. 1. Lift the arms as high as you can to the sides. And inhale. Lifting. 3. And exhale. 2. Squeeze the fingertips together and inhale. Lift the arms high as you can. 3. And exhale. 2, 3. Now let's go back down. 1, 2, 3. And exhale. 1, 2, 3. And inhale. 1, 2, 3. And exhale. 1, 2, 3. Keep bringing the arms down. 2, 3. And exhale. 1, 2, 3. Last one. Inhale. 2, 3. And exhale. 2, 3. Now take the hands, spread out the fingers, go back to your regular breathing, and then bring your hands all the way together. So you're lining up your palms, you're lining up your fingers. Okay. So spread your fingers apart as far as they'll comfortably go. And bring your hands in front of your chest so that your middle finger tip is aiming away from your chest, more or less. And you're going to try to get your elbows spread apart so your forearms are parallel to the ground. Okay. So press your hands into each other. Try to move your shoulders away from your ears. Okay, so we're going to keep on going with this idea of moving with the breath. So squeeze your hands toward each other by using the muscles in your chest, your upper arms. Let's go with the breath. So inhale, fingertips aim up. And exhale, fingertips aim down. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Keep pressing your hands toward each other. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do 2 more. And inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. So let your hands relax now. Shake them out a little bit. And then let your hands rest in your lap, the most comfortable way, whatever you got. Right? So we'll go back to a hand stretch in just a moment. Next, let's keep working with the head and neck. Right? So before we did this, we lifted the head and we lowered the head. So we're working on the muscles that line the neck, of course, and of course we want to acknowledge that that is part of the spine. So let's start in neutral, and by that I mean we're trying to line up the head, the shoulders, and the hips. We want to get them to feel as neutral as possible. Now, a lot of times we have a tendency for the head to kind of roll forward, especially when we're using our devices and you see, people with their cell phones kind of leaning forward like this, or even when we're reading, sometimes we have a tendency to let the head drop forward. So we want to maintain awareness of that and try to do things that help to make healthy posture easy, to make healthy posture effortless. So let's address some of the tension in the neck. Right? So as we're going through this, I'm gonna talk you through the inhale and the exhale. Just make it match your own breath. And remember, if you feel awkward about the breathing, just go with your natural breathing. I don't want to micromanage you. But the idea is just to try to remain aware that within the framework of this movement and breathing exercise, pay attention to where your mind goes. When your mind starts to wander away from the task, away from the assignment, just acknowledge, oh, okay, my mind is wandering. Come back, just come back. That is the practice that we need when we go out in the world and we start to let emotions and memories and plans kind of get the better of us and distract us. Little shout out to Paulina and to Kim. So thank you for your kind words. So we're going to go with the head and neck. So this is going to be a side stretch like this from side to side. So the important thing when we're trying to get a neck stretch, to intensify it, we want to draw the shoulders away from the ears. So you can do that just by, trying to judiciously keep your shoulders down using a little muscular control. But also it might help, if you're into it, to use your arms and hold on to your chair. So some of you will hold on to the sides of your chair or the wheels of your chair or the seat of your chair, depending on what you've got going on. But the collarbones are broad and the shoulders are drawn down. Okay, so let's hold the first one for a few counts. So start with a nice deep breath in, head is in neutral. Slow breath out through the mouth. Take another nice deep breath in. And then let your head fall to one side and keep it there for a few breaths. So whatever side your head is falling toward, the opposite shoulder stays drawn down. Experiment a little bit here. Maybe your ear comes toward your shoulder, but maybe your chin comes toward your chest a little bit. So, do it in your own way. So you're experimenting so that it makes sense for you. Make your last exhale there. And then as you inhale, bring your head back into neutral. Okay, so take a nice deep breath in neutral. Stay there with your head in neutral as you exhale. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side. On your next exhale, we're going to let the head fall the other way. This side is probably going to be different. So we are actively drawing the shoulders down. We're actively searching for the most interesting way to hold the head so we get the stretch in a nice way. But most of all, really relish in the joy of movement, simple movement. Make your last exhale. And then as you inhale, you're going to bring your head back into neutral. Okay, so we're going to go with the breath, and I'll count. We'll do a count of 4. So take a deep breath. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, let your head drop. 1 to one side. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, bring your head to center. 1, nice and slow. 2, 3, 4, and then exhale to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and again, inhale to center. Both shoulders draw down. 3, 4. Exhale to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale to center. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to neutral. 2, 3, 4. Exhale to the side. 2, 3, 4. Inhale to neutral. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's come back to neutral, and then let's bring the arms out to the sides and activate the arms. We're going to do the same thing, but now we're going to add a little bit more of the upper body. So we're going to experience it as a side stretch. Remember, the lower body is rooted. So your feet stay down, shins, knees, thighs, hips, they all stay in place. So, whether or not we're using the legs or we have sensation in the legs, we really want to visualize them supporting us. Right? So, arms stretching out, engage the muscles in the arms. Deep breath in, and exhale, go to one side. 1, reaching up with the opposite elbow, letting your head drop. 3, 4, back to center. 1, 2, keep your arms active. 3, now both arms are straight. Deep breath in, exhale to the other side. 2, 3, 4, inhale to center. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and inhale to center. 3, 4, exhale to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, center. 2, 3, 4. Let's keep on going. Let's move a little more swiftly. Back to center. To the count of 3, to the side. And back to center. 1, 2, 3, and to the other side. Exhale. 2, 3, and inhale back to center. 2, 3, and exhale. 2, 3, and inhale. 2, 3, and exhale to the other side. And inhale back to center. 3, once more each side. Exhale. 2, 3, and inhale. 2, 3, and exhale. 2, 3, and inhale. 2, 3, then last side. Exhale. 2, 3, and inhale. 2, 3. So let's relax the arms, relax the hands, and take a few deep breaths. So in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. So from here, let's do something a little more percussive. Let's do this. So we're going to take our hands to our own shoulders. So the fingertips are going to touch the shoulders, and we're going to bring the elbows out to the sides. So notice the difference between just having the elbows lifted out to the sides and activating the muscles in the upper arms and actively pulling your elbows in opposite directions. So this difference might not be something that's noticeable to an onlooker, but it just puts a little more physical energy into it, and it puts a little more sensation into it. So this next thing, we're going to do a count of 3, right? And we're going to do it like this. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Actually, let's do 4. So we'll do 4 on the inhale and 4 on the exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. So keep on doing that. So as you're doing this, as you breathe, notice what happens to the breath itself, to the sound of it. So keep the exhale through the mouth and the inhale through the nose. Keep the arms active as if you're drawing the elbows in opposite directions. One more inhale and one more exhale. And then we come back to neutral. So you get nice and tall. Just take a few rounds of breath here. And from here, let's do a little bit more of a side stretch. So we heard a compliment on the rib exercises from our friend Robert Howell. He said he really liked the rib stretches that we were doing. And let's face it, when we're living in a chair, and whether it's an electrically powered one or whether it's one that we have to push, still there's a lot of opportunity for tightness in the upper body and the rib cage. And really the rib cage is one of the tightest parts of the whole body for most of us. So let's work on that. So we're going to build on the thing that we just did, right? So we'll first we're gonna arch and round the spine. And so earlier I was mentioning that in a yoga class setting we're always trying to balance out complementary actions. So this is going to be based on an exercise that we did earlier where we lifted and lowered the head, but this time we're going to add the rib cage. So think about arching the back on the inhale. That means that the whole spine, think of the whole spine coming forward toward the front of the body. The shoulders go back in contrast, the head lifts. And then to complement that, we do the opposite. So as the head drops, the whole spine moves back. So we're rounding the back. So we're drawing the belly button in, and we're kind of hollowing out the chest. Okay, so we're trying to make that contrast of the shoulder position, right? So we're going to come up into neutral, right? We're going to go with the breath. So inhale, arching, lift the head, chest forward, shoulders back. And then exhale, rounding, belly button in, chin to the chest, lean back. And inhale, lifting the head, lifting the chest. 3, 4, stay focused on the breath and the movement. Exhaling, 2, 3, 4. And inhale, lifting and arching. 3, 4. And exhale the opposite. To round the back, get as much contrast as you can. And again, inhale, lift the heart. 2, 3, 4. And then exhale, round the back. 2, 3, 4. And inhale. 2, 3. Really extend and lengthen the spine. And exhale, now you're rounding the back. 3, 4. And then once more like that, one more pair. 3, 4, really arching, and then exhale the reverse. 2, 3, 4. And then from here we're going to come back into neutral. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Okay, now we did a little bit of a twist earlier, right, where we're doing this, right, and when we were going from side to side, and we did a little bit of twisting the upper body at the very start of class where we were reaching forward with one hand. So we're going to bring that idea of the twist into this next one. So for this one I'm going to right and left you because it'll just make a little more sense if I do. So my right hand is on the seat of my chair. You put it on whatever you have on your right side, and the left arm I'm going to lift out to the side parallel to the floor, right, and put some action in your arm. And let's go over some things. So your palm is facing up, and then turn your palm down, and then keep on with that same action that turn the palm down and turn the palm behind toward the space behind you. So it's your shoulder that's moving. And you might even be able to do it so much that your palm faces up again. So then go the other way. So you're externally rotating the shoulder, the palm will face up. And then reverse, internally rotate the shoulder. Okay, and then do that once more. So try to get that range of motion. So externally rotate, your palm is facing up. Internally rotate, your palm faces down, and then maybe flips over again. Okay, now back to neutral. So now we've got that sensation in that arm. Now take that left arm and bend it. And then take your hand behind your head and press your head back. So again, when we engage those muscles that line the spine and line the neck in this case, we are bringing more awareness, more proprioception into those areas that will help us keep easy posture. It'll help us make healthy posture effortless. Okay, so take a nice deep breath in, nice and tall. And then as you exhale, round your back, bringing your left elbow toward your right side, toward your right hand. And then inhale, start to lift. 2, 3, 4. Press your head into your hand, and then exhale, round. A little twist. 2, 3, 4. And inhale, keep going. 2, pressing the head into the hand, elbow cranking back. And exhale, round the back. Move from the shoulder blade. 3 and 4. And again, inhale, open up the chest. 2, 3, 4. Press the head into the hand and exhale. 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to hold the next one. Start to inhale. 2, 3, 4. Now hold it for a few breaths. So press your head back. See if you can get that elbow to aim up. Maybe the elbow to move back. Try to create the stretch, direct the stretch into the left side of the chest. And if you have to turn your head in some way to make it happen, then turn your head, of course. Let's hold it for one more breath here. And then we're going to round the back. So keep your hand there behind your head. Round the back. Start to bring your left elbow toward that right hand. And stay there for a few breaths. And breathe. Try to breathe directly into the back of the left lung. So that you're opening up the left side of your rib cage in the back body. Make your last slow exhale here. And then slowly come up into neutral. And once you come into that neutral position, let your left arm relax. Same thing's the other side. So the left hand is going to hold on to the left side of your chair, your wheels, whatever you got. And the right arm is going to stretch out to the right, parallel to the ground. So we'll do a few rotations of the shoulder. And what's noticeable more than anything is that the hand is going to, palm is going to face up. Let's start. Take a deep breath. Okay, then start that rotation. So the palm faces down. Keep on going. So the palm might face back. And if you keep on going, the palm might even face up. So it depends on the mobility of the shoulder. So let's go for it. Do it a few times. So make your arm active. Externally rotate from the shoulder. See what happens with the hand position. And then internally rotate in the shoulder. See what happens in the hand position. So go back and forth. And as you do this, it might feel, might be quite natural to move your rib cage a little bit. It's fine. You don't have to isolate every single movement. So just notice how much movement is available. And then let your palm face up. Put some action in that arm. Keep the arm active. And then bend the arm. And then keep the arm bent. Put the hand behind your head and press the head into the hand. Okay? So, same kind of thing. We'll go back and forth a few times with the breath, and then we'll hold the last pair. So, press your head into the hand. Take a deep breath in. Stretch that right side of the chest. And then as you exhale, round your back. Right elbow toward the left hand. And then inhale to upright. Press the head into the hand and exhale, round the back. 2, 3, elbow coming toward the left hand. And inhale back to upright. 1, slowly. 2, 3, 4. And exhale, round the back. 2, 3, 4. And inhale to lift. 1, 2, pressing the head back, opening up the right side of the chest. And exhale. 2, 3, 4. And inhale again, lifting the head. 2, 3, 4. And exhale, rounding. 2, 3, 4. Now let's hold the next pair. So inhale, come to an upright position. 2, 3, 4, and stay like that. Press the head back. See if you can change something to make it more interesting, to personalize it for you. And then we'll start the exhale. So slowly start to bring that right elbow toward the left hand, and we'll pause here. And let the stretch be revealed. Sometimes we have to make tiny little micro movements or changes in position. It's normal. But do notice what happens with every round of breath. Make your last complete exhale here. And then inhale, come back to the center. And relax that arm. Relax both arms. Okay. And we'll just do a few circles with the head. So take a deep breath in, head is in neutral. Exhale, let your head fall to one side. Slowly let the head fall forward. Keep on going. Slowly let the head fall to the other side. Slowly let the head fall back. Keep on going in that same circle. One more time, nice and slow. It's your own pace. Once you get to the starting point, make 2 slow circles in the other direction. We'll bring our heads back to neutral. Let's do a little bit of a hand stretch. So we did some movements for the hand. So take one hand, and what we're going to do is we're going to try to flex back the fingers, extend the fingers and extend at the wrist. So take one hand, I'm taking my right hand, and I'm just going to place my right hand on my right thigh in a way that allows me to press the underside of the fingers onto the thigh so that I can create my own stretch. So just do one hand at a time. You can maybe feel the stretch here in the palm of the hand, maybe feel it in the forearm. Shake out that hand, do the same thing to the other side. And then we're going to sit nice and tall. So from here, we're going to do a little bit of a seated variation of a sun salutation. So there's one more element that I want to go over, and that's the element of lifting up one leg. Now, some of us are going to be able to lift up the leg. Some of us are not going to be able to lift up our leg on our own. Some of us might hold on with our hands, right? But the idea is that even when we bring the thigh in, as we're doing that little bit of a lunge, it's going to be an arch, because when we bring that thigh in, it narrows this angle where the thigh and the torso meet. So it's like a little bit of a contraction, of a flexion at the hip. So we're going to go through the first one a little bit slow, and then we'll speed it up for a few rounds. This will give us some energy that we need for the rest of the day, and it's all breath inspired. So start to swing your arms forward. Take a deep breath in, lift your arms up. High as they'll comfortably go, arch your back and look up. Okay, take a deep breath here, arch even more, look up even higher. And then exhale, do the reverse. Slowly bring your hands down onto your thighs, round your back, belly button in, chin toward the chest. Okay, pause like that, so you're curling. And then on the next inhale, we're going to lift the head. Now, if you can lift your leg, you lift your leg a little bit, holding on. And if you can't lift your leg, you just... Now, same thing other side. Start again by lifting the arms forward and up, arching the back, looking up. Take a few deep breaths here. And then exhale, do the reverse, the complement. Hands down, round your back, belly button in. So it's not so much leaning forward as it is curling. And then on the next inhale, you come all the way up. Okay, so here, either you make that lunge, lifting your foot off the floor a little bit, holding on, or arching. So we're narrowing that angle there at the hip. Okay, let's go breath by breath. So it's going to come out different on everybody, but let's go. Inhale, lift the arms up, arching. Exhale, hands down, rounding. Inhale, arch again, maybe lift the leg. Exhale, put the foot down. And then again, inhale, lift up, arching, looking up. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, lift the head, maybe arch, maybe lift the leg. Exhale, foot down. Let's do another round. Inhale, arching, looking up. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, arching again, maybe lifting the leg. Exhale, foot down. And again, last one. Inhale, arching, looking up. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, arching, maybe lifting the leg. Exhale, foot goes down. And then let's just do the arms. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. So here's how we always seal this class. We always seal this class with the exercise of gratitude, because there's so much to be grateful for. And when we do this class together at the yoga studio, or we do this class obviously with our missing friends who are not here physically with us, but who are here virtually, when we do this class together, everyone can say out loud what they're grateful for. So just take a moment to think of someone or something you're grateful for. There's so many, so just pick one. And just keep that image, or that person, that memory in your heart. And imagine that you could gather the gratitude, that you could intensify it, solidify it. So take a deep breath in, collect it, lift the arms. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Do that a few times as if you're just highlighting what you're grateful for, underscoring it. And then the next time we bring the hands to the heart, here's what we can share. Now, when our friends are here with us, it's really, really beautiful to hear what everyone has to say. But there's just one of me today that's going to say it out loud, and I'll say what I always say, because I always mean it sincerely. Thank you. Thank you for coming to class. Thank you to Dharma Studio. Thank you to the Woody Foundation that's been sponsoring these classes. Thank you to the founders of the Impossible Dream for having this beautiful boat and letting us use it for these classes in the Bay. So I hope that you're all well, that your families are all well, safe and sound. We're going to get through this quarantine together. We're going to come out shining on the other side. We're all going to learn something. So I hope that you enjoyed the class today. Please give us your feedback. Remember, as you continue through your day and continue through the next days, the idea of svadhyaya, of that self-study, and just kind of like notice that, you know, as we're engaged in whatever activities we're engaged in, that there's always that component of the mind, the wandering mind. So just to acknowledge that and acknowledge how those thoughts affect your mood and your demeanor. And it's pretty interesting. And please give us feedback. Just write us on our Facebook pages. So thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the view.